Hello children, today we are going to start history of class 9th, the first chapter, the French Revolution. As you know, by this chapter, the revolution occurred in France. What is a revolution? Revolution is a kind of movement which occurred to overthrow the despotic ruler. The movement occurred in India also to overthrow our colonial master, that is Britain or England. The French Revolution, which occurred to overthrow the despotic ruler Louis XVI from the France. In your first section, you will see the various revolution, that is the French Revolution, Russian Revolution, and rise of Nazism. You will get the various ideas from the history that how our rights was achieved, how much struggle did the people do to get our rights, all the fundamental rights or human rights, you can say. The French Revolution, we will talk about the Louis XVI. The Louis XVI was the monarch of France, and during his rule, the people over there was not happy. Why people over there was not happy? Because price was so high and he could not control the price, and he was increasing more and more taxes, and because of that the people tried to overthrow him. So we will see what happened on the morning of 14th July 1789. On the morning of 14th July 1789, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm. People heard that monarch had given order of open fire given order to the army to open fire on the people. So all the people of France, they formed the military group, and they came out of the house. Around 7,000 people, they came out of their house and formed the military group, and they roam around in the Paris. As you know, the capital of France, Paris. And after that, they tried to loot the arms and ammunition which was kept in the fort named Bastille. So they went to all the group, they went to the Bastille fort, and they destroyed the arms and ammunition which was kept over there by the France government. They also killed the commander-in-chief who was looking after who was on duty in the Bastille fort. So commander-in-chief, which was killed by the angry mob, and the fort was demolished by the people, and its remain was sold. The people who want to keep the memory, so they had taken all the broken stone, so that was sold, or you can also say Sovier means memory. And the day after, the days that followed saw more rioting both in Paris and the countryside. Now more and more riot is spread over there. More and more people protesting against the price rise of the bread. And the number of protests that started, and people also surround the monarch palace and executed ultimately the execution of monarch, king of monarch. How and why did this happen, we will see the story. For in this discussion we have seen, because of the high price of the bread, the people were angry with the Louis XVI. The another heading which is given in your book, the France society during the late 18th century. In 1774, Louis XVI of Bourbon family, Louis XVI, you see the Louis XVI of Bourbon family, he ascended the throne in 1774. He came to the throne in 1774. And at that time he was 20 years old, and he married with the Austrian princess Mary. Austrian princess Mary Antoinette. When he accessed to the throne, the treasury of the France was empty. So after that, the long years of the war, the resources of France, an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. So France drained its more and more wealth into the war, and more and more extravagant or heavy expenses occurred on court or the palace of Versailles. And France also helped America to gain their independence from the Britain. Means France helped American 13 colonies to gain their independence from the Britain. The war with Britain had more than $1 billion livres. So war with Britain, that also increased the expenses of France $1 billion livres. So currency of France livres are the currency of France. And because of the war, the more and more wealth of the France was drained into the war, and the lender takes the 10% of the loan on the debt. So the France borrowed the livre currency from the other country, and the France paid the 10% heavy rate of interest. To meet the regular expenses such as the court maintenance, or army expenditure, court expenditure, and the government offices and universities, it also required more and more money or more and more labor. So state was forced to increase the taxes, because as you know, from any government which gets its money with the help of taxes, some indirect taxes or the direct taxes. And the France society was divided into three states. Three states or three groups: first states, second states, and third states. And only third states were the payer of taxes. Third states comprised of the 90% of the population. First and second states where just 10% formed the 10% of the population, and they were first and second states came under the privileged group, and they got all the feudal privilege. I'll tell you what is the meaning of feudal, and this was because of the term old regime is usually used to describe the society and institution France before 1789. So before 1789, before 1789, the term was called the old regime. And before 1789, there was the Bourbon ruler, from Bourbon family. Louis XVI was ruling, and he came to ascended the throne in 1774. He married with the Marie Antoinette, and and after when he came to the throne, the treasury was empty, and due to that he decided to increase the taxes. These all the problems were there. Now we will see the figure 2 in your book, which shows the how the France society was divided. And as I told you, the peasant comprised of the 90% of the population, and peasant belonged to the third state groups. A small number of them owned the land they cultivated. 60% of the land owned by the nobles, church, and other richest members of the third estate. So 60% of the land, and 40% of the people, they were very poor, they were landless. Clergy, man, nobility, all these, they those enjoyed the privilege by birth, enjoyed certain privilege by birth. They also were free from the feudal dues. Feudal, the word comes from the Latin word which means land, and there were the feudal system which was very prevalent in the Middle Age in Europe. So what was the feudal system? We will discuss. So feudal comes from the Latin word which means land. Feudal. Feudal comes from the Latin word which means land. As you know, in feudal society, the topmost power was with the monarch. Then after that, the highest noble was the Earl and Duke. The second highest noble was the Viscount. And the third noble was Baron. And the last one, lesser noble, Knight. And in the last category, serfdom, landless laborer, farmer. These all were there. So this was the France society, and in this way I can explain you this. The monarch was at the topmost position. Monarch was the supreme power. Then second one, Earl and Duke. Monarch gave its land to the Earl and Duke. They were the highest noble. After the Earl and Duke, the lesser noble, Viscount, and the Viscount, after Viscount, Baron was the lesser noble, then the Knight, and last one, in the last clan, the serfdom, landless laborer, farmer were there. So here we can say, children, that the monarch handed over or donates the land to the Earl and Duke. Earl and Duke further donates its land to the Viscount. Viscount donates its land to the Baron, and Baron donates its land to the Knight, and Knights used to take work from the serfdom, landless laborer. Landless laborer work as a bonded labor and produce grains for the nobles. Then the chain system, it goes up, like the farmers produce the grain, and this grain goes to the Knight. Knight try to collect maximum from the farmers, and the Knights used to keep a certain amount for their family, and after that the Knight used to supply the grains to Baron. Baron also keeps the little amount of grains. After that he also supplied to the Viscount. Viscount supplied to the Earls and Dukes, and after keeping, all the nobles keep certain amounts of grains for their family and for the maintenance of army. After that the Earls and Dukes gives the remaining grains to monarch. So this chain system, after reaching from here to here, definitely there was a lot of corruption in the middle among the nobles. Sometimes the nobles declare their own independence, sometimes they won't provide the grains to the higher one. So these are system which was prevalent in the Middle Age of Europe. Now we will see this type of hierarchy system which was prevalent in the Middle Age, and the two types of taxes which was collected. The taxes which was collected, we will see the two taxes, that is tithe and tally, were imposed on farmer. So tithe and tally, these two taxes 50th was the tax which was levied by the or imposed by the church. This tax imposed by church means 1/10 of the agricultural produce. This comprised 1/10 of the agricultural produce, and this tally tax that was paid directly to the state by the third estate people. This tax was paid by the third estate people. Third estates comprised of farmers, serfdom, landless laborers, cultivators, traders, and third estates comprised of 90% of the 90% of the population. Now we will see the struggle for survive. So the next heading is struggle for survived. The population of France increased from 1715, that was 23 million, and that has increased to 28 millions in 1789. So population of France increased in 1715, it was 23 million, and 1789 it has increased to 28 millions. So as you know, when the population increased, it needed more and more ration to fulfill the requirement of the people. So population increased, but land remained as it is. Production won't increase, population just increased, and this creates the ration problem. Price of the bread that started increasing, and the income of the workers which was fixed. The workers could not cope up with that much wages, that much wages which was given to them, because price rise was more and more, and the gap between the rich and poor, that was also widened. And sometime when the drought comes, there was the problem of food grains, which led to the subsistence crisis. Livelihood crisis came many times. This happened during the time of Louis XVI, and you will see in figure 4 the course of subsistence crisis. I'll tell you the bad harvest, you have to fill it, the suitable sentence in the blank. Bad harvest. The second one is scarcity of grains, then rising food price. Next one is food riots. Next one, weaker bodies and increased number of deaths. So this is the course of a subsistence crisis. Subsistence meaning livelihood crisis. Now we will see the growing middle class envisages. Envisages means imagine. Envisages an end to privilege. So as you know, the day by day, because of the overseas trade, more and more third estate people, they became aware, their earning grown up. They started in 18th century, merchants, manufacturers had earned much from the overseas trades. They used to trade the woolen and silk textiles. They earned more and more, and because of that, because of earning more and more earning, their status has increased. They started learning the new ideas and concept, and many of them became educated and believed that no group was privileged by birth, and a person's social position must depends on the merit. So they demanded that everything should goes on merit. No privilege should be given by birth. And even in that, in meantime, two philosophers, John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, were put forward their ideas. Imagine a society based on freedom and equal law. So these two philosophers, they also had given their ideas, John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. So in his two treatises of government, Locke sought to refute the doctrine of the divine and absolute right of the monarch. So John had written that there is written in his book, in his two treatises of government, and Locke sought to refute the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. So Locke also completely forbade the privilege which was given on the basis of birth. Rousseau, he was also an economist and also philosopher, and he also carried an ideas forward, proposing a form of government based on social contract between the people and representative. However, Indian government has the system of people and the representative. And the next philosopher, Montesquieu, in the Spirit of the Law, in his book Spirit of the Law, he proposed the division of power between the legislative, executive and judiciary. And this division of power, division of power which was given by the Montesquieu, the same was applied on the 13 colonies of the America when they became free from the colonial master Britain. So ideas of these philosophers were discussed on the saloon shop and tea shop and spread among people through the books and magazines. Those who were illiterate, the literate people read aloud the ideas of three philosophers, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Montesquieu. Louis XVI planned to impose taxes over the people, and the people revolted against the system of privilege